The IHRA definition, when we when we go back to why a working definition was even needed, and this again goes back to that early 2000s when there was that upsurge in anti-Semitism. There didn't used to be a need for a definition because there was an understanding of what anti-Semitism really, what it was. It kind of had that traditional xenophobic, maybe rooted in Christian anti-Judaism sources, maybe the conspiracy theories that were part of Protocols of Elders of Zion, from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. But in the early 2000s, Jews were starting to be attacked as agents of Israel, or Jewish sites were being vandalized, but it was called political actions or anti-Israel actions. There was some protests where people would be shouting "Slaughter the Jews," and it was called intercommunal tensions, not anti-Semitism. Synagogues were firebombed. Jewish houses of worship, not in Europe, were firebombed for the actions of a nation state, Israel, and it was not called anti-Semitism. They might have been criminalized for arson, so there was a problem. There was a connection between what was happening in Israel and the targeting of Jews, and there was that need for that definition to bring in examples, again, of in context. It's not always, it's these, I always say that these 11 examples that are part of the IHRA definition, they're not ipso facto anti-Semitism. And even if they are, you don't necessarily need to say that. It's helping understand what anti-Semitism is. That word can be used as a bludgeon. I agree that it's actually been I think it's been a little bit overused, and that's some of the reason why we're getting this pushback. So we have to be really careful and judicious when we call someone an anti-Semite or we say something is anti-Semitic. But that was why the definition was created, was because you were having Jews being targeted and even their right to self-determination being denied, and it wasn't perceived as anti-Semitism. And so the need for the definition and that understanding is huge. And I always, the critics on the left are saying that this is a Jewish definition, or that it's a tool of the Israeli government, or that it's an Israeli government definition. And that was not the case. It was created by an apolitical body of experts, of policymakers. And the IHRA is a non-Jewish body.